What's up, y'all? This is your boy Gerald. It is the 29th of November, 2015. That's right, y'all. You got past your Thanksgiving. I know you are. Now we are picking apart Thanksgiving leftovers. Turkey stew. We're being imaginative. We're using our creation, and it's blessed. Okay, y'all. You're on the doorsteps of December, which means you're about to bring this year to a close. They are pushing you into the Christmas holiday spirit, and a lot of nostalgia comes with that, right? It should, it should, it should. But I also, this morning, uh, you know me, gotta make my coffee, gotta do it. So I got my coffee going, and as the coffee maker's percolating, I just allow myself to be still and reflect. And I've echoed this throughout this year. Think about all the connections you have shared, all the interactions that have come about, all the opportunities to grow. Good, not so good, and even some that was downright hard to bear. But you know what? You know what resonates through it all to the top? You got to give God props. You got to give him his due. That's right. You got to give it to him. Because guess what? Think about that burden you had, that you thought that your life, this was going to be the end all be all. And all of a sudden, like a big boulder, it was moved from your path. That wasn't by chance. I think, if anything, you've learned this year alone that to never judge what you see as permanent. You're starting to understand what was deemed to be just a distraction or a mere illusion. See, what was at stake? What was at stake, y'all, is what has been the prize the whole time. And that was your state of mind, your state of being. Because, yes, that devil knows that if he can attack your perceptions, he can put fear there. And if he can put fear there, that there's a stronger possibility that behaviors and patterns can be created. I know I'm talking to somebody. So now, you get ready to walk into December. Some may have little bruises. Some may be carrying emotional scars. But the one thing that stands out the most is you're alive. You're present. And you have another day. That's right. What I always say, There's only one you. That's right. Your life is priceless. No one can see your world as you see it. Sure, there'll be commonalities. Sure, there'll be points of interest that you can break bread, share thoughts, learn aspects and insight and wisdom. Yes, each one, teach one. But it does not matter until you decide to love yourself more. I know I'm talking to somebody. I know right now somebody's going through a revelation you kind of shook. And that's an understatement is to describe. Right now you are waking up into a reality that, you know how I always say, it was all good yesterday, but you didn't see what was around the corner. You didn't see that distraction that had been waiting there the whole time to make you captive inside yourself. I don't even know why I took this darn thing off, y'all. I don't know why. You gotta bear with me. But what I do know is this: you're loved. Yeah, you are. Sure are. So now, you got a month and you'll be kissing 2015 goodbye. It will be in the archives of your mind the rest of your days. You will never get 2015 back. So it is very important that you take the lessons, you take what was shown to you, and you grow. No, I'm not talking about what he did to you, what she didn't do for you, what you didn't do for yourself. Yeah, I know I'm talking to somebody. I feel your spirit right now. I feel it. You got to make 2015 the springboard year. Because when 2016 rolls in, all the lessons that have come before it is going to be the motivation that is going to carry you through your new season. That's all 2016 is. Each time a year goes by is another season. And really, if you want to be real talk, that is another grain from that hourglass that metaphorically is the time of your life sifting down. So it's very important that the time that you do have here on this earthly realm, that it counts. No, doesn't mean you're being selfish. It means you're being selfless. Now some of you are starting to wake up and you're saying, you know what? Yeah, this was something I used to do and I used to find safety in this. But it don't serve me no more. And now that the more I look at it, I'm kind of disappointed that I even gave it the breath to live in me. And you want to make a desperate change. So whatever changes you decide to make, whatever it may be, make sure that it represents who you are. Because you got to remember something, y'all. What's at stake is not what you got in your pocket. What's at stake is not what you're driving. What's at stake is not who you know. What's at stake is your legacy and what you're going to leave behind. So I know that some of y'all maybe have had to deal with your connections, and that's gotten you shook. You gotten to a point where you're saying, you know what, I can't trust nobody. Seems like everybody got an axe to grind or they're ready to stick me. And I say that metaphorically. But you feel that your back is to a wall now. And what seemed to be foundation was not. Just know this. God brought you through all the other things. He'll bring you through this. But it will not matter if you don't learn from what I always convey to y'all. The devil's a liar. So what makes you think that everything that has been revealed to you, yeah, even that, was already orchestrated waiting for you to play it out? I know I'm talking to somebody. So, now's the time that you stop running. Because I know your feet are tired. I know your heart, that beautiful heart, there's a void in there. It's time that you allow yourself to heal. It's time for you to stop lying to yourself. I know that needs to go out to someone. You already realize, and see, here's the thing that, and I've been there. You know, when it comes to commitments, we want commitments, but we won't commit to ourselves. Don't you realize the first commitment that matters is the one to you? Some things you can't pick and choose. You got to make a decision. Like, for example, here's a good metaphor. For those who have gone through, I'd say McDonald's, the new McDonald's. Haven't you noticed they've got the multiple lanes through the drive-through? And it's a fork in the road, right? Now, they both do the same thing. You take your order, proceed to the window. But you can't be in both lanes at the same time. So that also goes, we can use that metaphorically with your life. So you can't have it this way and that way and think that you can monopolize your life. It doesn't work that way. It never did and it never will. Why? See, what's at stake is your happiness. What's at stake is your peace of mind. I know some of y'all dream about having peace of mind. You say to yourself, if I can only have this with that and with that, I would be complete. Don't you realize that what's intended for your life, the moment that you decide to take your life serious, that means no more running, will eventually show you it was what you needed the whole time. It was better. Why? Because it was ordained by God. So why would God give you your blessing that knowing that you're going to squander it in the state of mind that you have? That's just like giving keys to a 10-year-old. Why would you do that? They're not ready for that. They have to develop. So what's the difference with your emotional state? How about your spiritual state? See, when you decide to ground your feet, you'll stop allowing the things that terrify you. Oh yeah, those things that you think no one know about, those. You'll take accountability for them. You'll forgive yourself. And you'll finally have that conversation with him. If you spend one day with a burden, also known as secrets in your life, you are robbing your essence. You are. Because you're not able to fulfill the promise or your purpose. How can your purpose be revealed if you're not vulnerable to see it? Transparent to express it, and confident to embody it. I mean, when you think about it, really, there's not a store, not a physical possession that will make you feel whole. All that does is distract you. And you'll come to understand, I think some of you already do, that what you needed all along was right there. Let me look at it. I'll show you right here inside you. Because see, that little boy and that little girl inside you has been telling you this the whole time. But see, when we allow distractors, you pick it. You pick your poison. Alcoholism, drugs, sex. Eventually the high disappears. And guess what? That fear is looking at you just as it was the whole time. Some people do know that as their burdens. And some people may actually know it as a demon too, because see, demons are real, y'all. The whole point for a demon to be in your life is to destroy it. That's why that's why they appear. See, but I also know this: a demon cannot gain access to where there's fortification. So therefore, if your spiritual boundaries are in place, no matter what is being revealed, no matter what is being challenged. And you notice one thing about demons, they do not know what temperance is. They go for the jugular. They try to catch you when they love pulling the rug from under you because they don't want you to stand up. They don't want you to have clarity. They want nothing more but upheaval, discontent. Hell, I could do this more. Resentment, spitefulness, ego, all those negative descriptive words. That's what fuels them. Because the end goal is to destroy you. So once again, what's at stake is that person you're going to become in the future. Because see, that person in the future is wise. That person in the future is loving and compassionate and treasures every day as its last day. But you know what? They are fortified. They see things for what they are. Not judging, but discerning. But more importantly, they place God first in everything they do. So, really, it does a disservice to the demon. It's wasted because that demon will never get the end result, no matter how they try. And some of the best tactics that demons use, guess what, are indirect. They like the aha moments. And they do it just to see what emotional triggers or spiritual triggers they can bubble up. I know I'm talking to somebody. Just like setting a trap. The spiritual hunter is not worried because we are creatures by habit. They know sooner or later that snare is going to pop. All they have to do is return in the intended time. That's not your life. That's not your life, y'all. So I also know this. Some of you have been wrestling with your boundaries in regards to asking. I got this feeling right now in my spirit. someone saying, Gerald, all I've ever wanted was a friend. Someone that will unconditionally have my best interest, that would never forsake me, would always speak their truth, and always show compassion. Isn't that God? Because God does all that. That's why when you connect to Him, the end result is always peace of mind, clarity, and 45 steps. But to do that, you got to trust. You got to step out of that comfort zone that you've known for an eternity, which some of you should run from because you know that don't work. You know that doesn't work. You've even convinced yourself, well, hey, you know what? Since I can't find attention here, I'll go over there thinking the outcome will be different, only to be more disrespected, more embarrassed, more alienated inside yourself. See, that's just, like I said, that's how that demon works. Because, see, he's banking that you try to outthink instead of turn to the Creator. See, that's where that discernment comes into play. But you can't understand your discernment if you're not committed to you. I know I'm talking to someone. You're never going to find, you will never find happiness in another person. You won't. The person that is aligned themselves validates your state of mind. And I know that society doesn't speak on that, but it's the truth. The definition of being yoked, the two spirits becoming one. Well, they can't become one if they're not equal. They can't become one if they don't have a commonality. They can't become one if they don't have the potential to grow. But get this, the connection is not focused on the potential of another person, because that potential must be found in that individual first. Come on, kings. How many times have you allowed someone into your life based off of the external? How far did that get you? Mm-mm. The person that's going to walk with you will be whole, and they love themselves. They won't waver. They won't waver on that, even to have you in their lives. They won't do that. Mm-mm. Because they also know this. At the intended time and moment, guess what? God is always going to move them to see and receive what is needed at that moment. I know I'm talking to someone. Somebody is, you won't ground your feet because you're basing it off of someone's actions for potential actions. They keep promising you stuff, but they never deliver. You know why you're seeing that? That should be an indicator that you're supposed to do that yourself. And if you have someone in your life that has a to get something for nothing mindset, unfortunately, you can't grow with them. And if you can't grow with them, they don't deserve to hear you breathe. So why are you walking with them? Not at this moment. Yeah, surely people can change. But you focus on you first. Focus on those things that you're terrified to talk about. Come on. I know somebody's saying right now, well, what I do behind the confounds of where I live is my business, Gerald. Yeah, but why you hurt so much? I know that needs to go out to somebody too. I feel your spirit. That's why I just said this. Doesn't matter. See, and I've come to learn this, y'all, because we allow ourselves to get caught up in what we socially see as acceptable. But none of those things are able to give us the satisfaction emotionally. How about spiritually? They're just things. And things are what? Distractors. Doesn't matter how you put it in there. You place a noun in there, I guarantee you'll get a distraction out of it. But if it's not blessed, that is your lesson. I'm not making light out of it because I've been there. And you are in my prayers. So, you tired of suffering? You tired of running? You tired of carrying their burdens? Hmm? When you gonna look in the mirror and tell that person looking back that you love them more than anything? If it feels funny just saying those three words, that should tell you right there, number one, you don't know the power of it. And number two, you don't tell yourself enough. Because if you did, you would know how sacred it means to possess it. And also, it'll also give you a snapshot why you don't have it, because you don't know how to gauge it when it's revealed. So, you're starting your new week. I hope you guys had a blessed Thanksgiving. And if you're on the road today, if you happen to see this video, please be safe. You have those that are in your lives, directly or indirectly, that want to see you back healthy. Yeah, even that grouchy person you deal with on a daily basis that pluck your nerve. Deep down inside, they don't want bad to happen to you. But remember this. The devil's a liar. Misery loves comfort, loves company. And until you understand to love yourself more, it's going to continue to play out and 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 play out. And some of y'all don't even realize. Some of y'all getting ready to walk into your greatest lesson, which is going to unlock all the other things that you did not deal with. You're going to understand what divine intervention is, but you're also going to understand what deliverance is too. You're getting ready to step into being made new. Don't be afraid of it. Don't let the rough edges be broken. And if it has no love in it, it will not have no growth. So love yourself more. You're worth it. God's praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, for that, for that, it helps me discern mine. Just think about it like this. Everything that you experience this year will be in vain if you don't look at it for what it is. But more importantly, it will be the motivation of what plays out next year. It's time to grow, time to change, but more importantly, it's time to be the you, the real you. Priceless. Be blessed, y'all.